a world where kingdoms rise and fall beneath the weight of war, few battles echo across time like this one. A clash of courage, terror, and unbreakable will, where cities burned, armies collided, and heroes stepped into legend. Today, we revisit one of the most breathtaking war scenes ever brought to life. A battle that redefined fantasy cinema forever. Welcome to DreadLoop, where stories are reborn in fire and shadow. Prepare yourself, because what you're about to witness is not just a battle. It is a legacy carved in blood and bravery. In the war games of the English-style fantasy theme, the War of the Hobbits can be said to be a historical fantasy battle, and what corresponds to it is the legendary Battle of Gondor. The impact of the Battle of Gondor is profound, and the scene is truly majestic. Even today, it still stands as one of the greatest portrayed wars in fantasy history. When 100,000 troops attack to protect their last home, humans must fight to the death. They not only face threats from the ground, but also terrifying assaults from the sky. Though the city defenders are fewer in number, the devastation caused by aerial creatures cannot be underestimated, destroying bodies mid-flight and unleashing casualties on soldiers guarding the city. Their screeches, carried by the wind, inflict psychological terror on already strained warriors. The attack of the Beastmen regiment is overwhelming, but humanity's retaliation is equally fierce. Massive stones launched from the White City crush Beastmen ranks in devastating waves. Strike after strike breaks their formations apart. As the most fortified city in human history, the gates of the White City cannot be easily shattered. No siege tower, no battering ram, and no sacrifice of filling the ground with corpses grants the Beastmen victory, until the tide of war finally shifts. Amidst thunderous roars, drawn by 3 colossal bulls, a massive wolf-shaped war engine emerges, flames bursting from its jaws like a creature forged in hell. This projectile is fearsome, designed for unstoppable destruction. It requires 6 powerful mountain demons to pull it, and the force it delivers is unmatched. Under relentless attacks that last day and night, even unbreakable gates eventually collapse. Once breached, the fully armored Beastmen regiment storms in, tearing through human lines and scattering their defense. The White City slowly begins to fall. Ordinary soldiers cannot fend off the savagery of the Beastmen, overwhelming the streets which descend into chaos. Even Gandalf, the savior of humanity, struggles before the monstrous tide. He too stands on the edge of defeat. Then, from a distant border, hope thunders in. A great cavalry regiment rides into the city, warriors of the kingdom of Rohan arriving at the battlefield. King Theoden leads them. After a brutal march that tested endurance and spirit alike, they arrive not a moment too soon. Against an army 100,000 strong, King Theoden remains unshaken, charging forward without fear. Yet even the ferocity of cavalry cannot fully halt the storm. When dark war beasts from the north arrive, huge horses that splinter the battlefield in their first appearance, Rohan forces retreat, regroup, then charge again. They do not cower, though the enemy towers over them. They push forward even when blades barely break monstrous hide. Through ceaseless combat, they discover weaknesses where none seem to exist and strike back with renewed fury. But kings fall in battle, even the brave. When King Theoden charges once more, King Andromau meets him in lethal conflict. A generation of rulership collapses in a single tragic storm. Victory teeters again, until the seas themselves rage in rebellion. At the most desperate hour, the Beastmen who were supposed to respond to the pirates meet 3 unforeseen enemies. Aragorn appears, leading his royal army, warriors who defy land, sea, and logic. Charging directly from the ocean without heed for terrain or injury, they march not as mere men, but like a living force of nature. The royal army slams into the battlefield like a rising green tide, overwhelming all before them, beastmen, war beasts, creatures of mind or flesh, toppling them in instants. The ground erupts in turmoil. Their charge, relentless and unyielding, reshapes fate itself. Their unstoppable assault instantly alters the battlefield, turning inevitable loss into overwhelming victory, securing triumph for humanity and sealing history's greatest war, the Battle of Gondor. In the end, this final surge gifts victory to the people of the rebuilt kingdom and concludes the War of Middle-earth with legendary resolution. And so, dust settles over a battlefield that changed the fate of kingdoms. A city saved, a king lost, and legends forged beneath the roar of war. The Battle of Gondor remains a masterpiece, one that still shakes the heart, even after decades. If you enjoyed this journey into epic fantasy, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to DreadLoop. Your support helps us bring more cinematic stories, timeless battles, and unforgettable worlds to life. Thank you for watching. Until our next tale, stay fearless, stay curious, and keep the darkness close.